So, um, shit. I was browsing the net, right? And I don't really care or speak on Fresh and Fit. I talked about um Xander's Clutch wanted to be where Fresh and Fit was, because that's why him and Solo TV 84 um kind of broke apart. And then he got a disdain for the Black Manosphere after Solo pretty much gave Fresh and Fit some kind of clout. So Fresh and Fit is in tabloids now for talking down to Asian Doll. So everybody, my viewers, I want you to know that what you're up against. And I want y'all to be smart of not having these people on your side. I'm gonna answer also a email question too. So the email question asks me, am I scared to go into the world when I know that the world is always against me? And I broke it down, and I'm gonna say it in this video. Yes, I am scared, because they dominate so much in this country, from news, videos, and everything else. They want you to do what they want you to do what they want you to do. They want you to be unhappy, and they want you to take yourself out, or you take one of them out, and then you're going to get made fun of or talked about as a monster. This is why I say there is no good black women. There's not a lot of good women in America in general, because it's based off who they defend. So Fresh and Fit goes and talk down to Asian Doll. Now, this male Fresh and Fit has a target on their back. This shows you that the so-called protection that these so-called black women are talking about that they don't have, they have it at full stock. MOT is absolutely right. You have to be successful without these people. You see your favorite YouTubers like Obsidian and Angry Man and all these other people bow down to these women. These women got so much. These women got so much power. They got guys speaking for them to go on against passport guys and SYSBM, and we have no breaks. Brian Solange had to go around talking down to passport, even though he don't like these people. But guess what? He got a small bit of pro-black in him, and a small bit of, he don't want us to go nowhere. He want us to do what he say. So he got the small black woman shit into him too. This shows you just how overwhelmingly how we are the far and the few. We are the special forces. We take out many of them, but they still keep coming. To be SYSBM or passport bro, or even to be a different black man, you have to have a special forces mindset where you can't let them turn you into a criminal, turn you into a dead body by your own hands, or be unhappy in a relationship with these fools. And you always have to duck and dodge the insults, because they can talk about men for 60, 50, 80 years, but you can't talk about them. The voice that black men and men in general got, guess what? They had 80 years to talk trash about men and black men in general. But men starting 2000, because YouTube was created in 2005. So I would give it 2007 or 6 to 2021. We had 15 years. 15 years having our voice. Men had our voice for only 15 years compared to the voice. And I'm not talking about hip hop and rap. I'm talking about the nerds, the educated men, the debunking of educated men being told that they are in jail or have a whole bunch of kids or all this other crap that they lied on us for all those many years. Well, we didn't have no voices, we couldn't make no videos, we couldn't make no rebuttals, we couldn't say hi. We're not like that. We had 15 years. 15 years of a voice. And they can't handle 15 years of our voice, of us fighting back against the bullcrap that they said about us for 40 or 50 years, 60 years at that. So, they accumulated so much power that you can't say anything back to them. You can't say what they can have preferences. They can sit back and say you got a small penis. They can sit there and call you a weirdo. They can say all this different stuff. And then you have these women on here lying and say they always had your back. But when you get called names, there's no woman to defend you. Or you have a bunch of women saying that you can't get no vagina and you got to do this and do that and do that. When you want a beautiful woman, you have these simp ass dudes coming out of nowhere saying why you want a beautiful woman. You ain't made for a beautiful woman. You got to self-improve. Hey, man, if I wasn't who I was, and if I was a weaker man, and I hear this stuff and I actually see the scope of what we have to deal with, I would have done the same shit that a lot of other men did. Choose a rooftop. Choose your favorite gun, poison, or a rope, and would have ended it all. Because we are suppressed to the point where we can't even do anything in our lives. They took over our video games. They took over our anime. They're trying to put propaganda in everything. The comic books are done. You can't even sit back and say one word. You can't even have a look. It's so bad nowadays, and it's magnified online. So the red pill men, SYSBM, MGTOW, all of us are the last stand for us. And I'm disappointed in the black manosphere because they are so many simps. You let women come into space and destroy it. This example right here shows you that black men, when we go to battle, we're on some. When we actually will go to battle, you won't have reinforcements. When we ever go battle, this should make your morale boost a lot. When you speaking against the grain, you have the gumption or the mind, or how can I put it? You represent 10 men in this type of society, because ain't nobody out here ready to step up. Everybody is drinking up the pussy juice. So their pussy juice don't go dry. So they always gotta drink that pussy juice. And you know what that means, translate to them getting sex. Right? Then you got men who their self-esteem attached to dumb shit. So you got so many people against you that you gotta fight like 10 men. But guess what? You're not gonna get any backup. You're not getting no backup. Oh, I need backup. Nope. You don't have no backup. So if you feel depressed about what's going on, if you're a weaker man, soul search. But this is for the morale boost. You fighting these guys. You're not Kevin Samuels who been talking out his mouth, and so you ain't Solo TV84 who talk about incels and all that stuff and all these fake red pill dudes. You standing up against millions of people, and every time you talk against these people, you win small little battles. Small little battles. We never gonna win the war. There's too many of them. The best thing you can do is get a passport and get out of this culture. I feel like, and I know, there's tons of men who feel like they can't breathe in this culture because they can't even speak without actually holding their breath or doing some stuff or holding themselves back. DJ Academics exposed himself as being just like everybody else. I don't really care. I knew he was a simp. But when he went against his so-called friends of Fresh and Fit after the Agent Doll stuff, this shows me that it's too many of them. You can still fight the fight, but it's so many of them against you. And the fact is, they don't run out of people. They got another simp that's willing to go to jail for them. They got another simp that's willing to call them a queen. They got another simp that's willing to tell them what they want to hear. It's funny that they talking about the red pill space and, what's the Aaron Fountain? Oh yeah, man, they talk about women. You had 80 years of talking crap about men, ruining our names before we was ever even turned into a teenager. Having people thinking that we all in jail, thinking that we all create baby moms, or we all listen to hip hop and rap, and we all do this and all do that. And then when we say it, it's bad. And then you got guys like Game Changer who talk about pick-me's and all this other stuff. And then he let these same women talk about you have to be a bad boy. The same image they put us on, you have to be a bad boy or a good guy at the same time. And I'm not going to forget about, guys like Zero who, say stuff about certain guys and say these things. Like, yo, man, we have nothing, man. Like I said, if I was a weaker man, I'd be like, yo, I'm out of here. Man, now you see why a lot of dudes just opt out and get out of here. Why? Because they feel like they have no friends. And if they got to go out here, this is the reason why you don't go outside. This is the reason why a lot of guys don't go outside and make friends, because they got to hold their tongue every single day while everybody else around you don't hold their tongue. They say all types of stuff, weirdos and all this other stuff and all that, and they can insult you and do all that. You got to take it like a man. But then when you say something back, you can't say anything. Your hands is always tied while people punch you in your face over and over and over and over again. Your hands got to be tied every single day. You deal with these people. You go outside, you got to have your hands tied. You got to be submerged. You got to be submerged in water every time you talking to these people. And that's normal to you? You can't say any wrong thing. But they can say the wrong thing all they want. And everybody think that this is a good environment to produce good men. To produce men who want to work in this environment. No wonder why these dudes are going out here. Come on, man. No wonder why these dudes are going out here raging out on these females. Doing all this crazy stuff on these females. Because of this kind of stuff that's happening. Now, come on, man. Um, so Fresh and Fit invited Asian Doll on their podcast. Now, I don't like Fresh and Fit, and I don't want to see the demise of them. But the fact is, it's better them learn a lesson to not mess with these people, and it's also give you the example of they give you an example of who your friends are and who your enemies are. Why? Because whoever turned against Fresh and Fit shows you they'll turn against you if you have the same mindset as a Fresh and Fit, or if you does the same thing on a public stage. I learned this back in my Facebook days. I had dudes who was saying black women are this and black women are that, and then when they wanted to get impressed by black women, they turned on me. This is why I can't trust a lot of people. I can't have friends in this kind of society. Because they'll turn on you for the pussy juice, or they'll turn on you for because their self-esteem is attached to women, like MOT says. You can't trust none of these guys. So Fresh and Fit decided to have Asian Doll on their podcast. She came late, and then she started insulting them and try to use them as hood. She tried to do the hood stuff to these guys, and it didn't work out. She got kicked out, and the mob, the so-called mob who so-called protect black women, and black women are not protected. The internet mob decided to get all these different clips and all this other stuff. But mind you, when Agent Doll turned around and said this, rapper Asian Doll drag after revealing she only date men who catch bodies or more. No one, I mean, not the same kind of shit that all these dudes that's coming out never said anything about her perpetuating black on black violence. But here come the guys who need black women as support systems and need black pussy, and who need the pussy juice. They gotta keep drinking the pussy juice. They gotta keep getting served the pussy juice, because if they don't want it to dry out. So Joe Budden punk ass came out after he was dragged for the kind of stuff that he said, and all the women said that he doing this, and he came up and said, destroy podcast hosts who clash with Asian Doll, two goofies, insecure, fragile, and weak. Mind you, this dude, haven't you noticed that a lot of dudes who these women put on allegations, they got to kowtow to these women, and they have to go on their side? That is the secret. That these women will drag you in. These stupid pieces of crap will tell you to go with these women, and these women will blackmail you to make you give them money, or to make you be on their side. Now you see why a lot of Marvel Studios, TV networks bow down to the SJW crowd, because a lot of these guys got stuff over their heads. All these guys being blackmailed, or they're being served the pussy juice so they can act right, or they're being paid behind the scene, outright being paid out of pocket, so they can talk the way they talk. So now you got to deal with the whole protect black women crowd. You got to deal with these Pookies and Ray Rays. You got to deal with these dudes who at one point was on Fresh and Fit side. Now they're not against Fresh and Fit, because now it's hurting their feelings. No, it's not hurting their feelings. It's hurting their pussy juice who served them pussy juice. Every one of these dudes gets served the pussy juice by certain types of women. And if they don't speak up, they won't get their daily pussy juice from these women. This is why you don't pose to be in this environment where women can serve you the pussy juice, because then they gonna own you. See, that's the shit that these dudes don't talk about, is that once you get some kind of vagina from these women, They own you now. They own you, and they will want you to speak for them every chance they get. They do some stupid stuff. They say some stuff. They disrespectful stuff. Guess what? It don't matter. You got to defend them no matter what. Because they're serving you the pussy juice. But they can say anything they want, and the guys will just sit there and let it go down. You can't make friends in this type of environment. You can't do business deals in this environment. You can't do a lot of different things. I said this in my video in 2020, in 2020, that no matter where these dudes go, no matter no matter where they go overseas, some of these dudes are still going to be addicted to the pussy juice. These dudes are still going to be right there letting these women serve them the pussy juice. Because they think that this pussy juice is better than anyone's pussy juice. This is the reason why they tell you to go to Miami, to go to LA. Go to LA, go to Miami, go to New York to get the women, so that you shouldn't go overseas. Because they want you to be beholden to the same women that give them the pussy juice. Because a lot of them are controlled by the pussy juice that they drinking. That's why they have to talk up for women and talk down to men. And they wonder why nobody wants to be around them or work around these type of people. Because like MOT said, they bitch ass niggas. And I'm happy that MOT did put it out there that Minister Jack was at the Manosphere meetup, but this dude was calling passport men passport perverts. So why did International Passport report MOT when MOT was in good standing with International Passport? So you have to pay attention to the situations that people get themselves in, so it can be a lesson to you. You let them take the hit so you don't have to. And you have to understand that you don't have any so-called good women out here. There ain't no good women out here, because if there were good women out here, International Passport. International Passport. So he didn't say anything about him striking MOT's channel. And he had Theo Wap on there 8 days ago. So this kind of shows you that there's no black women gonna speak up for you, dude. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and let me get y'all the secrets. The good black women that was in this country, they saw what was going on, and they all left. The good black women who say they're good black women are not. They're just pretending. The real good black women left, and they never told anybody. And they never told these weirdos, because they didn't want to be a part of a rotation. They didn't want to be dragged out. They watched their moms. They watched their aunts. They watched all these people do this dirt shit. They watched their friends. They watched their family. They watched everybody. They just didn't make a movement up. Same thing with the men. The men left us here to the good men who left us here. Some of them was here before we was born. You know, the ones that left in Vietnam and World War II. I don't mind them. But the men who have SYSBM and Passport Bros, you should respect these guys, because they're showing you a different way. See, what the other side want us to do is make us feel trapped here, that we can't be anything we can't be anything else but what they want us to be. They want us to be a punching bag, insult machine. They want us to be their cleanup men. None of that stuff. The good black women already left. Some of them in South America, some of them in Asian America, some of them gone. It's just like the European women, the British women, they left and went to Korea. There's some women in Russia, they left and went to Russia. Some of the Brazilian women, they left Brazil and went to the Europeans. Went to Europe because they didn't like it. But then they came back to Brazil, and then they could tell you how they didn't like America. What they won't tell you is that a lot of foreign women, a lot of foreigners, they don't like staying in America. They like the American infrastructure where you make money and you get food in corners and stuff, but they don't like the men here. A lot of people won't tell you that a lot of they won't tell you that a lot of the good women already left, or a lot of good women that are married that will appreciate good men, that where they don't have to have money. The ones that won't cheat on their husbands and their won't cheat on their husbands or their boyfriends. They left. They did the same thing SYSBM did. They did the same thing Passport guys did. They seen all of the people and what it was going to be, and they been left. And they left us here. We've been gaslighted for a very long time. Remember the time when everybody was telling us that the church had the best good women? And then 20 years down the line, all these church women would turn out to be thoughts and all this other stuff, and sleeping with the pastors and all that. Remember a time when we were told that there were good women in college? To the Me Too movement, and guys getting Me Too'd and getting kicked out of college, and you see tapes of a girl having sex with a guy, and she lied and said he raped her. Or women are cheating on their husbands while they're on the phone. Remember that? That we were told they were in college? The percentage of good women in this country is probably 1%. That's not enough for the good men. This is why the good men have to leave. Because the good women already left. They already acclimate themselves in another culture. They just left because they didn't want to deal with it. And I'm going to tell you a secret. They told the other good women to leave too. Just like SYSBM and just like Passport Bros. The difference is that no one wants to talk about that. When I see these hate mobs, I don't know why this video playing. When I see these hate mobs go talk about protect black women and all this other stuff, and I see the comment sections and all that, and then when I see a video of a black woman or Asian doll saying what she said, and all of them agree with her and all this other stuff, I'm like, wow, this is insane. The ratio of black men, so-called women protecting black men and having their back and all this other stuff, very short. You got all these people who will make money and get views off it. Danica Michelle, Melanie, Jessica X, Crimson Cure, all these different people who come on this platform and lie and say they for men. And then when you know, they got a couple channel or a couple videos of them saying some off the wall stuff or saying some other stuff. Like I got the video is probably going now. Kendra D talking about incels, but she's supposed to be the good one, the good group of women that stand up for men, right? You know, you got Danica Michelle talking trash about certain men, calling them names and stuff, right? But Game Changer want us to co-ed with them, right? I think it shows you just how isolated you are and how you have to have so many skill sets. You have to have a skill set to make sure you have 100% people in your life that you can trust. And your skill set must have the ability to identify people when you first start talking to them. Not because they're friendly, not because you like them in the beginning, not because their personality is good. You have to test them out in the very beginning. So you don't have to deal with the crap or broken friendship later on. Because, DJ Academic, you know, he now wants to detach himself from Fresh and Fit because they got some controversy. But then when you hear his videos about the stuff, he talking about kowtowing. So this is why you don't take none of these guys seriously. We hard on thoughts and all this other stuff. This dude is the same dude that gave the Selena Powell chick a platform, and then let a girl break his house up and shit, and then went back out with her. This is who we dealing with. So you have to find some way, an industry where you're not going to deal with these type of guys. It's going to be hard. I'm telling you right now. This is the reason why I try to go into manual labor, and dealing with manual labor, because it's less likely got guys like this in manual labor, because these guys don't like doing hard work. They'll take prima donna stuff over this. They're oversaturated in the IT market. So a lot of guys in IT, you will probably run into these type of people. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you if you want to go to IT. Because if you choose, you have to choose whatever you have to choose, where you're not going to be, where this ain't going to hurt your pockets if you have a different opinion. And also, you won't be able to have to deal with people like this on a daily basis, man. So this is the reality of the world men are against. It's always 50-1. You have 100,000 troops versus 50 million troops. The only thing you can do is urban warfare, ambush techniques. You got to fight guerrilla warfare. They can't see you in every corner. These people don't know every corner where men are at. You have to fight like that. You have to make, just like me. I'm below. I'm hiding in the trees. I don't have a lot of viewers and stuff. I'm happy about that. I'm happy with my 8 viewers. I'm happy with my 80 viewers. I'm happy with that. I don't want to get higher than that, because then they'll see me, and then I'll be acceptable to whatever they out there. This is why I think it's better to write down. I think it's better to write down how much you should be making, so you don't have to get caught up in this web of bullcrap. So be safe out there, man. Keep your morale up, man. And surf online if you have time. If you're busy, look at podcasts and you see examples. And use the stuff that you see online. Use it in real life. Because then you can identify all the people that's around you that just like that.